everyone, just here back to a new It's a Thursday edition on Twinsanity. Edition's last stream. And yeah, for some reason, it didn't save the gems that I collected in Madame Emblay's Academy of Evil. Yeah, it didn't save the gems here. So I'm having to recollect the gems right quick. I don't know why, even though I did save. I did save the game. It just didn't save the gems I collected. I don't know why. And it's no big deal, though. It's no big deal. Yeah, no big deal whatsoever. Really? Okay. But yeah, how's everybody doing? We're going to be completing Twinsanity on this series, on this edition here. We'll be completing it on this edition stream. So yeah, let's head down. This level is very interesting itself, I can certainly say. Yeah, this level is very interesting within itself. Very, very, very interesting. And again, we can throw... which this is probably another one of my favorite lines from Cortex, though.
The greatest evil scientist in the world!
Stuck in a pipe.
Stuck in a pipe.
How could things get any worse?
How could things get any worse?
And then he proceeds to fart. Yeah, he proceeds to fart in the pipe. That's what really gets me there. Yeah, that's what gets me there. For real, that is definitely what gets me there. Cortex just flying, though. Just watching Cortex fly in the air while he's in a pipe. Give me that gem. I'll definitely take that gem, thank you. And just send Cortex flying. Yeah, just send Cortex into these pipes. Which, yeah, we can just see him down through there. I definitely like the design of this level, though. It's really cool. And then we get Cortex out of the pipe. For him to shoot the rats and lift the bridge down. Or activate the bridge. Yeah, to activate the bridge. And of course, this level has yet another boss fight towards the end, which it's Dingodile, right? The whole Dingodile fight. Yeah, the whole Dingodile fight. throw the switch. Sometimes Cortex will just teleport when he doesn't even need to teleport. Right, like it would just be completely unnecessary for him to teleport. Well, we're dead. I mean, at least we weren't that far, though. We weren't that far away, thankfully. I don't know why I jumped. That was completely on me. I seriously don't know why I thought jumping would have been great there. I really don't know why. Throw Cortex to the other side. And he's gonna teleport, even though he doesn't have to. Alright, that's the thing. He doesn't even have to. That is the thing. He teleports, even though he doesn't even have to. I don't really get it at these times. These times when he teleports even though he doesn't need to. It is completely unnecessary for him to do. Completely unnecessary. Alright, Cortex, time for you to go back into the pipe. Yep, time for Cortex to go back inside the pipe. I really need to wait until the bridge, you know, finishes. I really need to do that. Hope everybody is doing good that is tuned in, or has tuned in. If you're just tuning in. Welcome. Okay, there's the gem there. Yeah, very interesting parts here, I would say. Really? Like, really? Of course that would have happened. Doing good. I thought that was gonna happen again. I thought we were gonna have the exact same thing happen again. Now we just gotta make it back to Cortex. There you go, Cortex. Let's just wait here. I also got a Coke today. From the store. Went to the store and got me a drink. Okay, this one is definitely interesting, I can definitely say. Yeah, definitely the very most interesting one. For sure. Just because of all days that you're having to do. And again, just definitely be careful because you don't want to accidentally die. Right? You don't want to accidentally die in this part. That would definitely not be good if you died. Especially getting all of them activated and then you somehow ended up dying there. That's all of them activated. Cortex is... I would like to imagine Cortex is like, I did not agree to this. Banging a pipe and being pushed around. Literally pushed around in a pipe. I would like to think that he actually sang that. And that is all the gems here. All the gems in this level. Here's the power crystal. And here is Dingodile. Hello, Dingodile. Long time no see. Even though we destroyed that outhouse that he was using, right?
Cozy, ain't it? Rumour is you two chunks have got your mitts in some treasure. And I want a piece of that pie.
I have no idea what you just said.
Yeah, here you go. Bye, Cortex. Yeah, this fight is very interesting, I would say. This fight with Dingodile is very interesting. Yeah, very interesting fight. Just because of the different phases that he switches to. Yeah, the different phases that he switches to. They can definitely catch you off guard too if you're not careful. Yeah, if you're not careful, they can definitely catch you off guard. Especially the next part. Like, you're gonna have to go and then wait. Oh wait, that's on the next one. Never mind. Yeah, that's on the next one. The next phase. Because he actually switches it to the other side. So yeah, you gotta be very careful. Yeah, it's on this phase. Yeah, he switches it to hair. And then, you gotta quickly turn around, because he's gonna do the other side. And you can easily get hit. He can easily trick you like that. But just like that, defeated. Dingodile has been taken out. See ya, Dingodile. Yeah, a very interesting fight. I definitely will say. It's quite an interesting fight. Nothing all that terrible or anything. Definitely will say. Then we go inside here. But yeah, this whole place is interesting within itself as well. Especially when considering that you play as both Cortex and Crash in this level, leading up to Nina. Look, we're scooting on our... We're just scooting. I thought I could reach to that one, to be honest. I thought I could reach to that one. I thought I would be able to quickly get over to that one before he turned the flashlight back on. Yeah, I thought I could easily get past to that other one before he turned it back on. Take that, dude. Yeah, a very interesting school, I will say, that Nina and Cortex attended. May I add. I mean, look at... This place is filled with holes and stuff. Like, not a very safe type of school, I'm gonna say. Definitely not a very safe type of school for Cortex and Nina to attend. I can definitely say. Dang it! I had it down. I had the button down. Yeah, I seriously had the button down. I guess I might have didn't have it hold on for that long. I love just when we're able to scoot. It's just funny. Now we got these dogs. Get a gem there. And yeah, there's an area when it comes to Cortex's section where you actually get chased by bugs. Literal tiny bugs. And I feel like that's actually... They kind of did leave, you know, Bug Run in the game. But not in where it was supposed to be at. Towards the beginning of the game. Because, yeah, there is a section with Cortex where you are getting chased in the halls with bugs. Tiny insect bugs. Kind of like you would have in Bug Run. It's really interesting. Yeah, it's really interesting. Now this part, you have to be quick. Yeah, this part, you gotta be quick. Because the floor of this green ooze is rising. So yeah, you're having to be quick about it. And of course, part of this floor will also start breaking as well. But that's definitely another thing that you really need to be careful about. It's not all that bad, though. It's really not all that bad. There we go. See? It's not all that bad. Not all that terrible. These parts are very dark, though. Probably dark to y'all, too. But we are just about to reach Cortex's section. Yep, right now, we now have reached Cortex's section.
I'll take it from here. Get back to the airship. Make sure its mooring ropes are secure. What have I got?
So yeah, now we got Cortex's section. And again, this is the part where it's basically like Bug Run. Or supposed to be like Bug Run. Because, yeah, you're getting chased by insects. You're getting chased by bugs, like you would have in the actual Bug Run level. So yeah, they technically left Bug Run in, but not where it's supposed to be. Right? Not exactly where it was supposed to be in the game. At the beginning. And except for Crash, we're using Cortex. Even though on Bug Run, you were supposed to use Crash. You were supposed to use Crash and not Cortex. So yeah, that's another thing. Yeah, having to take out these frogs too. And this whole school is infested with frogs. Yeah, just want to say that this school is infested with lots of, not just bugs, but frogs. Turning on, or ringing that bell too, to get the classmates all out. Yeah, getting the classmates out. Go and get this gem. Again, all these frogs. But yeah, you're just gonna have to just shoot all these frogs until the door opens. Like that. Keep shooting the frogs until they're all, until the doors open. We've got another bug area here. So yeah, definitely my recommendation, just shoot. Just fire the gun. Alright, just fire the gun. Just because you can't see what's ahead of you, you are not able to see what's ahead of you. So all I can just say is just shoot. That's all I can just say is just keep shooting. Since you have no clue where you're going or what's in front of you as well. So that's why, yeah, just keep firing the gun. Cortex's blaster. Keep doing the blaster. Just keep doing his blaster until you make it. There's Nina.
Sleep soundly, Nina.
Nina.
Hear the night, with its long claws that scratch and its sharp teeth that bite. Under the covers, there's no need to hide, for your uncle's a monster, and he's on your side. Nina, my adorable young niece. My, you're getting big and sneaky. Put it there, little lady. I see they need some adjustment. Let me take a look. Okay, young lady, let's see what you've learned.
And yeah, now we're able to play as Nina, Cortex's niece. And this level is really cool too. This whole level dedicated to Nina.
My airship! Without it, we're stranded! Tie it to something secure, I said. Hurry, Nina!
I mean, yeah, of course he left the whole tying it to something to Crash, right? Which, you know, Crash wasn't going to be able to tie it to something very secure like he wanted it to. So it's kind of predictable. I'll just say, it is kind of predictable that something like that could have happened. And did happen. Well, that was, yeah. I mean, I literally was right next to the nitros when I did that. And I was trying to get that extra man. I mean, not extra man, that Aku Aku. Her and her mechanical-like hands, right? Her and her hands that they can stretch out. This level was definitely a really fun one, for sure. Most definitely. And of course, us having another boss fight when we get back to Cortex. When we get back to using Cortex, we have another boss fight. I would be scared to do all of this that Nina is doing. I'm just saying. I would be completely scared. Completely scared. Just because of how high she is, too. Literally on top of roofs. Yeah, literally on top of roofs. We do have a chase sequence with Nina, too, that we are approaching. Yep, this is the chase sequence here, where we're being chased, or that's destroying the floor, is Cortex's blimp with that school bus that Crash tied the rope to. So yeah, we're having to make our way across. Make our way through. Just before the school bus destroys the floor. Really crazy section for sure. That's all I can say. And with that is all the gems in this level. All the gems in Nina's level completed. Are collected. There's the power crystal. And now we switch back to Cortex. Switch back to Cortex now.
To the airship, quickly!
And yeah, we now have Madame Emily. Which you can see her down there. Which, well, we're not in the right angle.
Madame Emily!
So,
Madame Emily.
baby Cortex is all grown up. I see you found employment as a barber.
I'm an evil scientist.
A scientist of it. To me, you'll always be a little bird.
Yikes. But yeah, Madame Emily. She is an interesting boss fight, for sure. I don't know how those ropes are able to hold up Madame Emily, though. I am not too sure how they're able to hold her up. Yeah, not an absolute horrible fight, I would say. Madame Emily is. Oh, we missed one. We missed a ball, or we missed a bell. Yeah, you gotta make sure you get all the bells. Yeah, you can very easily miss a bell. And with that, boom, there we go. And she literally just falls, just like that. Like Cortex. Cortex just made his... Yeah, like, we can't even see her. Like, Cortex just made her fall all the way down. Gotta wait for this door to load. Or the next area to load. Here we go. Alright, now we switch back to Crash. But yeah, he's just not even gonna... We're just not even gonna acknowledge the fact that Cortex just did that. And here is where we can get the last gem at. For Madame Embelee's Academy of Evil. There you go. That's everything in Madame Embelee's Academy of Evil. Back onto the blimp to leave Academy of Evil. We're now heading back to the Iceberg Lair.
Wait.
Iceberg Lab.
I remember now. The way it happened.
Of course, we have a flashback here.
Victor, Maurice, backing your
Little Cortex.
naughty boys.
Little
I
Cortex.
was 8 years old.
Or 8-year-old
Most
Cortex.
popular student in the academy. Ah, yes. How they love me. It was my first experiment with the Evolvo ray.
Yeah, that was a knife that he thankfully dodged. Like Jesus.
The test subjects, my 2 pet parrots, Victor and Maurice.
Yeah, like
The
Jesus.
only creatures I didn't load or eat. The experiment was proceeding as planned. When suddenly,
Like, how could you do something like this to your own pet parrots?
my parrots were gone.
Even as an experiment.
Amongst the infinite dimensions, I was heartbroken.
Yeah, sure you were. Sure, he was heartbroken with that laugh.
And how I longed to see them again. But be careful what you wish for, young man.
Back off, Grandpa.
For your wish will come true.
Okay, Cortex. Sure. Sure, Cortex. Now we can make it to the 10th, or to the, yeah, the 10th dimension. And here's another 4th wall break.
Come now, as we explore a new dimension.
Should have been 2 dimensions, but we
ran out of time.
again, we ran out of time. Yeah, they ran out of time in development. So they had to cut another dimension. They had to cut a dimension. And this part would have been interesting, because when you entered this dimension, Cortex was supposed to be good, and we had to use Evil Crash to bait good Cortex to being evil again. Like, yeah, there is storyboard cutscene on YouTube on it. Which, yeah, getting to use Evil Crash to bait the snot out of good Cortex to turn him evil again, that would have been amazing. Like, that's what you're supposed to do in the rehab lab. Yeah, in the rehab lab, that's what you're supposed to do. In the cut rehab lab level. Again, sadly that was cut, though, because just imagine all the baitings that you got to do to good Cortex to turn him evil again. How fun that would have been. Just how fun that would have been. I could definitely say that would have definitely been very fun to do. And yet we have another slide section with going against
my daughter, niece.
Him just saying my daughter, niece.
Think, Cortex, think.
Yeah, him just saying, niece. When saying about Nina. But yeah, this is very interesting, I can definitely say. This whole ride here is very, very interesting. Oh, really? Yeah, we missed that gem there. But yeah, have more of a chase in this part, on this part. Okay. Well, we got the gem, at least. Yeah, we at least got the gem. At least. We managed to get the gem there. We did catch up the Evil Crash, though. And Nina. Okay, just try not to touch Evil Crash also, because he will take damage. You will take damage if you do touch Evil Crash. So yeah, definitely make sure you don't take damage. Definitely make sure you don't take any damage. I'm pretty sure, yep, that's all the gems in this level. On this slide level. Which we managed to get it all first try as well. Didn't have to come back to this section. They didn't even have to come back to this section or anything to get the gems like the regular one in the snow. Made it to the top. We'll be back. Alright, we are back now. Let's go ahead and get this this gem over here. This one could definitely be a pretty annoying one, I can say. I don't really think there's any easier way to get this gem, though. Sad to say. Yeah, it could definitely be something, though. Just gotta take it slow here. Just gotta take this area slow. And not do that. First of all, don't do that. Yeah, first of all, not do that. And that's gonna fall again. Again, that's the thing. That's the thing about this one. That's the thing about this one here. How annoying it can be. Again, another annoyance is getting it up here. And of course I fail. That means it's gonna fall. Yep. Just like that. Again, out of all the gems in this area, I would definitely say this was definitely the most annoying one. Okay, if that could just stay there. Wait for the platform to come back. Yeah, just so I can push it. There we go. Definitely could have taken us a lot longer, but I'm glad it didn't. It really could have taken us a lot longer. So glad it didn't, though. I think we do have to go over this way. Probably not. I know when it comes to getting up to the upper part. Hang in there, Cortex. Hang in there, Cortex. Okay, that was not exactly how how it was planned. That one can be annoying too, but not as annoying as that one we just got. Come on. Again, not as annoying as that one we just got earlier with that force field. It's okay if we just died there because, well, as long as we got the gem, it's good. It's all fine. We got 51 extra men to spare. We have 51 extra men to spare.
There they are. Let her go. Take me instead.
He's like, okay. Yeah, like, not smart, Cortex. Not smart to do, I'm sorry. You're just telling Evil Crash to take you instead, like... Yeah, not the best idea, Cortex. Yeah, we got another part with nitros over here. We didn't even need that ball thing. We didn't even need there. Yeah, it can be so annoying with this. Trying to line it up. Yeah, just trying to line it up. Trying to line it up perfect. There you go. That's gonna mess. Of course I didn't get that one over there. Yeah, I didn't get that one. Poor Nina, just restrained there. Like, poor Nina. And yet we got another one of these here. Dadgummit. Yeah, just push that over to the edge. Again, that one's not as terrible. And that is all the gems in this part. In this level. Now we gotta go and rescue Cortex. Yeah, now we gotta go and rescue Cortex from Evil Crash. Hang in there, Cortex. We gotta clear a path for Cortex. Which again, is basically another chase level, but instead of a base, or instead of Bays, it's Evil Crash. That's chasing Cortex. Yeah, replace the Bays and the Bear with Evil Crash. This is another one of my favorite sounds, too. Now we gotta go up to the upper level. Yeah, this just is another one that just proves of how good the soundtrack is. Oh, Twinsanity, I can just say. It just proves it. Then we gotta wait for Cortex to get across to activate that button. Dadgummit. Yeah, I just missed a jump. There's no actual way to jump around it. Right? Yeah, I don't think so. Might as well go ahead and get that one. I know we're gonna die again, but I wanted to go ahead and get that gem. Yeah, I wanted to go ahead and get that gem. Again, I'm unsure exactly if you can jump around this. I don't want to test it though, but I'm unsure. Yeah, I really don't want to test it.
This way.
Yeah, Evil Crash just goes over somewhere in this direction and just vanishes. Like there's literally nothing that way. He just straight up just vanishes. And of course we have the remaining gems in this place, in this area, before the final level. Really? I died there? Right when we activated it. Of course I had to die there. That's gonna fall. Yep, I told you. Told you that was gonna fall. Just told you that was gonna fall. Get those. Of course, we'll go ahead and get this one over here. And we gotta jump in between this one with these nitros to activate this one. And then gonna make that blow up those. So we can get up here. And that is all the gems there. So now we can continue to the final level.
Moritz's stronghold of evil. This is where we wrong the rights and sweep the past under the rug.
Yeah, they just go on ahead. Yeah, now we can go to the final level of the game. And it's a really interesting one, too. A really cool final level, I will say. Really interesting, really cool final level of the game, leading up to the final boss with the evil twins. And of course, this level also has the cameo of Spyro. Remember that scene that has Spyro as a cameo? Again, the music. The music is just what is really great with this. Just avoid these nitros. got these puzzles here. And these are certainly interesting. Yeah, very interesting puzzles there. That is for sure. Very good. Okay, gonna have to wait again. It always, an easy way to, when it comes to it, is it always goes red, green, blue, yellow. Yeah, it always goes red, green, blue, yellow. Every time. So, that's an easy way to remember it. That's what it will always do. Now these, of course, it doesn't matter. These, it does not matter. Gonna have to get it to hit that. Or it could just actually hit it and not explode it to activate it. That's how it could do it too. Yeah, I could definitely do it like that, I guess. Yeah, you just needed to keep hitting them until, defeating them until that force field went away. gem up there. That made me jump. Yeah, sorry dude, but you couldn't get me. That ant enemy couldn't get me. I was already ahead of them. Gem, and that's all the gems here. I was just doing this all the way to the other side. Like that. Here's the last power crystal. Doesn't matter which one you put them in, as long as you put them in both in the slots, in the slot things.
Oh my, I almost forgot. The treasure. Our treasure.
Yes, we are rich.
That treasure is stolen property. It's a little late to develop a conscience, Doctor. Personally, I don't care. But I think he might want
Spyro.
his gems back.
Yeah, having a little saying with Spyro. Look at all this treasure, though. That is something. Certainly something. Gotta wait for it to, there we go, for the door to load. And here we go, time for the final boss with the evil twins.
Well, well, well. Apparently, you two little rascals have been very busy since the last we saw each other.
Busy finding a way to meet you again. Your failed experiment sent 2 innocent parrots to the 10th dimension. The severe reversal radioactive conditions here sharpened our skills and warped our fragile eggshell minds. Ingredients for a classic recipe in the evil villain cookbook. You see, Pops, when it comes to evil scientific prowess, we learned from the best.
True. Now, playtime is over! Victor, Moritz, back in your cage, you naughty boys!
What am I doing? Curse my regimented upbringing. That's it, Cortex. You want to make up for lost time and play with your pets? So be it.
Yeah, this fight though, especially how we use all 3 characters in different phases too.
What have we got? What have we got?
Yeah, first we use Nina, and again the music too, for the final boss. First we gotta destroy those. Definitely one of my favorite bosses as well. Alright, that's Nina's phase done. Now we gotta use Cortex. Yeah, we gotta use Cortex to destroy the guns. There's one gun. There we go. And then the final phase with Crash using the Mecha Bandicoot, which I don't know how Crash managed to get that into the 10th dimension. For real. I don't know how he managed to get this into the 10th dimension. But just like that. Just like that. Hang on. The evil twins are defeated.
Let's get out of here!
And of course they retreat. Yeah, this part is kind of dark, I would say, too.
Well, this is one heck of an ending.
Just because Evil Christ literally just eats them alive. Yeah, he literally eats them alive. Evil Christ just ate the evil twins alive.
Crash, for all these years I've been wrong about you. Your creation was a mistake, and your existence has been a constant reminder of that mistake. But I've learned something from all of this. I've learned that you can't run away from your mistakes, but you can bury them. I never want to see your ridiculous face again. Where am I? What is this?
Yeah, a really funny ending, I would definitely say. But with that, that should be 100% completion. But of course, there is still a little bit more that I want to say, y'all. And that's, of course, the stuff that you unlock for getting the gems. And, of course, the 100% ending, too. Which, of course, we'll let the credits go as well. Let the credits play. we go. Yep, see, 100%. And all of the levels have now gotten all the gems as well. We have the extras, which starting with the blue gem extras, we have the boss gallery. Yeah, the boss gallery, which is really cool, I would definitely say. Just having different extras here of the different bosses at first. Definitely really, really cool. Really, really cool. And then we have the clear gem extras, which these are basically just the cutscenes. Yeah, these, I'm pretty sure. No, okay. Yeah, there is some that are basically the cutscenes in the game, but some is just these little non-audio things. Yeah, there are some of these, some of movie things that are just the cuts. You can replay the cutscenes of the game. But yeah, some of these are just these things, though. Like Crash just picking his ear and then eating whatever was in it and swallowing it. Yeah. Definitely what you would expect from Crash. And then Cortex trying to kick Crash. And then when he's like, just, yeah, definitely something for sure. And then say, yeah. Then we just basically just have the cutscenes here. The story cutscenes. And then the green gem extras, which is the enemy gallery. Which, yeah. And y'all will notice that that when the further we go in, the more that y'all see that some of them were not actually in Twinsanity. That y'all will see, of course. We're not there yet, but like those ones with the legs, those weren't in the final game. And some of these enemies weren't in the game too. There's the bear. Yeah, that I don't think wasn't in the game, and that wasn't too. I may be wrong. Yeah, I could be wrong. The purple gem extras. Concept art. Yeah, here's some concept art. Tiny Tiger. Crash. Mecha Bandicoot and Crash. Really cool concept art pictures, definitely will say. Yeah, one of them that y'all saw had Entrance with a bandage over his eye. That one right there. That one is the one that I was referring to before. You know, when you first head to the Iceberg Lab, Cortex's Iceberg Lab, there is supposed to be a minigame with this guy, this boatman guy, that you had to do some kind of minigame thing on your way to the Iceberg Lab. And there is the picture that I mentioned, that I showed at the, at the beginning, where it was supposed to have Bug Run. And yeah, this is, I think, was supposed to be the Rehab Lab. That one with Evil Crash. Not sure what that one was supposed to be with this blimp with N-Gen that you're supposed to play as Nina. And of course, here is this canyon level that was supposed to be in the game too. red gem extras. And here's like just some storyboards. Yeah, I got some storyboards here, which are pretty interesting, I would definitely say. Yeah, I just got some different storyboards. And quite interesting. And what is up with Cortex's eye in that bottom one? That's what I want to know. That's definitely what I would want to know for sure. But yeah, really cool. All these are really cool for sure. Having these storyboard drawings of the different cutscene parts throughout the game. Really, really cool. Then Cortex getting stung by bees and Crash having to chase him, and then him getting the bear and getting captured as well, and being just out of reach of the crystal, and Crash being chased by the tribesmen, and then the iceberg lab, him even kicking the door as well and banging on it. That would have been pretty funny to see in the actual game part of the cutscene, though. That would have been pretty cool to actually see. And then, of course, Uka Uka. Them teaming up. Then when they find out about the riches. Yeah, when they find out about the riches. And there's that one with Entropy. After Cortex said riches, and then Entropy was supposed to spit out the T, and he was like, riches? Somehow he managed to know about the riches in that cutscene. Pretty interesting, I would definitely say. Of how that's where it showed Entropy finding out about the riches. Right, finding out about the riches. Crash just kicking Cortex when they're making their way to the bottom. And Dingodile having a date with Tana. There it is. Having a date with Tana before they crash into him. And Jen being fooled by Cortex, thinking that it's actually a girl, and then capturing Cortex, and yeah, being fooled, and then he's like, Dr. Cortex, how confusing. And then going into Rusty Walrus's area, and then getting blasted to Trophy and Embryo. Then here is where, of course, Coco would have came in, jumped and kicked Cortex, knocking him back, zapping him. And, of course, you know, where the whole... It's too bad they didn't add that whole storyboard where Cortex would have gone into, you know, gone a bit Coco. It is sad that they didn't add that. I am kind of sad they didn't add that, though. Definitely pretty sad, I can definitely say. Cortex just coming in and going to Nina. Then the rooftops one. And Cortex getting the door slammed behind him. And getting confronted by Madame Embley as well. And then, yeah, we have this. Crash kicking Cortex again while they slide down. And then Cortex trying to get Evil Crash to give Nina back to him. And then Evil Coco. Yeah, the storyboard of Evil Coco. that was cut from the game too. Evil Coco, that was supposed to be in the game. And again, it shows Entrance, but of course Entrance isn't actually in the game himself, just in the storyboards. Yeah, just in the actual storyboard part. Then the Yellow Gem Extras gallery, which this is insane. This is insane content that was cut. Or not used, right? So yeah, this is insane stuff. I mean, do remember, Crash Twinsanity was a completely different game back in the early days. It was actually called Crash Bandicoot Evolution. Either one of those it was called, but not Twinsanity at first. So yeah, it was a completely different game. And yep, there's the enemy from Gonna Bit Coco. The elephant. The pink elephant that was going to be in Gonna Bit Coco. There's Evil Coco. That was supposed to be in the 10th dimension. Again, some more enemies that we never see. Enemies that we just didn't get to see. A pig. Alligator. Yeah, a flying squirrel. And there's the teddy bear that was supposed to be in Gonna Bit Coco, that Cortex would have to use a more powerful blast on his blaster to break through the lollipop. And then a teddy bear in a car. Nope, pressed the wrong one. It was the same one. And then the 100% ending, which is basically a therapy session.
Okay. Now,
yeah.
The two of you have been asked to begin these therapy sessions so that you can work through the conflict apparent in your relationship.
A therapy session with Crash and Cortex.
We're going to do a trust exercise. Cortex, let's start with you. I would like you to fold your arms over your chest, close your eyes, and fall backwards. Okay, Crash?
Yeah.
Your job is
trust exercise.
Just catch Cortex as he falls.
You
You want Dr. Cortex here to know that he is in a safe place.
I don't think this is going to work. He's an idiot. I don't even like him, let alone trust him. It's just that I have a fear of falling.
They ain't buying it.
Okay, fine. Let's do the silly exercise. I'm in a safe place.
You know it's gonna go bad.
Safe place.
Here we go.
Safe place.
There you go. Just like that. And he doesn't even care. He's just eating the apple.
Oh, I hate bandicoots.
Yep, that trust exercise didn't work. And then, of course, we have the Spyro trailer, which this is basically a trailer for a hero. A hero's tale. Yeah, this is a trailer for Spyro: A Hero's Tale.
Well, the fallen dragon, Red, is using the dark gems to poison the life of the world. 5 heroes must fight the forces of evil. Spyro, Hunter, Sergeant Bird, Sparks, and the newest comrade, Blink. Now is the time. Let the battle commence.
Pretty cool trailer that was for A Hero's Tale.
Spyro, A Hero's Tale. The adventure has begun. Rated E for everyone.
Again, really cool how they added that. Yeah, that is pretty much everything. That is Crash Twinsanity completed on the Thrusday series. So yeah, absolutely crazy, I would say. Only took us 2 streams, editions to complete Twinsanity on this series. And again, the next game we will be beginning is the Ratchet and Clank games. When it comes to the, doing the first 3. Starting with the first game, obviously. Starting with the first game in the next edition. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed. If you like, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you follow me to anything new. Like Twinsanity. Catch you next one.